The Seahawks. What happened was oh, my bad, my bad. Alright, let's see, let's see. Ah, I hate the fact that I have to do this in the second quarter as well. Stuffy. I got the keys. I got this rookie running back, 95 speed. Henry Keys. 90. Hey, nice. Sit your butt down, fool. Let's see. Hit him. Good shit, Reach. Ah. I got the keys. Whoa. I got keys. What? He still didn't find it? Or he just don't care? Nice. Bam. What was that? Oh, okay.
Puppy, can I get some Pepsi?
No.
Ow! Run!
Oh. The Seahawks got Paxton Lynch. only for the first quarter.
Gordon hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2. They've got it 2nd and 6 to start things out.
Single. Set, blue 60. Hey, watch that.
Now it's the backups under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down. So still a full 10 yards to go here for the offense on 3rd down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
And now the passing game here in the 2nd quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm?
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback, because he had no chance to block him.
9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long.
3 down. Right there, 54.
From the 50, Stafford finding time. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And that'll bring up 4th down on the big sack with a loss of 5. Here's Marquette King now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his 1st. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, You're really almost discrediting their work.
And the Dolphins offense now ready to go back out on the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop. That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
So here we go now. An extra defensive back in there on 3rd and 10. And he comes back with one complete. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
And fits the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra in the end with a short run.
Flex round! Flex round! Here we go! Flex round! Flex round!
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
2nd down now after the incompletion.
Receiver. Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver. Let's go! What? 9! Ohio! Check.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. 12 yards that time for number 12 as they move the chains.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Well, they'll get 16 yards there, and that's good for a Miami 1st down. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Larry Ridley in Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report. And the wideout in motion. They go play action here on 1st down. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Their dangerous wide receiver, ready for the regular season with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Dolphins are able to grow their lead. So they've had 2 drives, and he's had the 2 receiving touchdowns.
And how about a game plan where you decide to force feed or feature someone, and it works? First 2 drives, as you noted, end up in touchdown passes. I think they're going to keep going to him until the defense makes any kind of an adjustment.
And that should give his guys a spark. He's up all the way to the 44-yard line.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. And last time out, they had to punt the football away. Anything positive possibly to take from... And he fires one that's intercepted. He's got daylight. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick 6s.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken at his 4. And back onto the field. Here comes the Dolphins defense. They'll come out in the pistol. Stafford here coming off his pick six. His throw incomplete.
Receivers work all the time on making sure they catch the ball, haul it into their bodies before they turn and run. A little bit of loss of focus on that play.
Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. Back to the air. Stafford on 2nd down. He's got time. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Stafford on 3rd down. Fighting his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's brought down after a good gain. They convert on 3rd with a gain. 22. And now they're in the hurry up. From the 50, it's Stafford. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he's going to be taken down, but not before reaching the 15-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Throwing is Stafford. Can't find anyone open. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Stafford looks to throw again. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd. Well, this has been a pretty sizable drive. They've had some success. Finally, the defensive coordinator found some success of his own.
I think he just simply said enough of that. Okay, they've moved the ball well. We need to force the issue from our end, and that's exactly what he did.
Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down.
Hey, we got 4. We got 4 now.
3rd and long. It's Stafford. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. And that'll bring up 4th down on the big sack with a loss of 5. Now the Dolphins are going to halt the action here. It's a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And this one is right through. And that drops a deficit from 28 to 25. So a field goal here. They're still down, but they put a dent into that lead before the break.
And that's got to feel good because now they've seen that they can put some more points on the board, and that gives them a whole second half to get back to where they want to be, and that's in the lead.
And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. They come out here in the I. Slot man moves right.
Ohio! Slam! Flex round!
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
I think the defenders have to feel pretty good. Even though the ball was tipped in the air and could have become a big play for the offense, they actually won one because the guy flinging it today, he's having quite the performance. A couple of touchdown passes, almost threw his first interception, but he's throwing it so well that I think Lady Luck was on his side. Well, partner, I guess that answers the question about whether they're going to sit on it or not.
It does. Now we'll see if they try that again.
Yeah, I think what we find on plays like that, when you take that shot, if you're unsuccessful, then you go way more conservative to finish the half, you know? I think that's the way they'll go.
They'll throw now on the final play. He's got time in the pocket. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's brought down, but not before getting... Jeez, don't you at least want your guys to get a drink of water? Probably pretty thirsty. Whatever, your wish, our command. 3rd quarter now. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the 2nd half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is.
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. 20, 10, and he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down, so let's see what this is about.
Illegal block in the back. Offense. Still 1st down.
Two times. 4 down. Alert. You set, lady.
And to give this time to the tailback. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Well, a well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through, and that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
And he made a great tackle. And, boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent.
A battle for it, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's able to get up here to the 26. The first down screen pass, good for 5. And they're going to speed things up here. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Tight, watch left. Here we go. Flex round.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. They'll look to throw here on first down. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break, taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys, let's go. Come on, capitalize on this one.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. So the offense readies for a 2nd and 4.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
And they'll run it here. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game. Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. Stafford out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. He got 29 yards that time.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time. And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
Hey, 4 down, 4 down. Hey, back.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
On 1st and 10, Stafford. This will be caught at the 2. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. And there, the man coverage not good enough, partner, and they're able to complete the pass.
Excellent recognition of the man coverage, and they found the guy who could win downfield.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. A great play there, taking it in from a yard out. And the Seahawks are able to close the gap just a bit. Sometimes a group that gets overlooked, certainly, the offensive line. Right there, they really helped with that score.
Didn't they tell us in our meeting that when we score touchdowns running the ball, that means the offensive line actually scored first by moving people back beyond the end zone? We saw evidence of that on that play.
And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in. A nickel look by Seattle on 3rd down.
Yep, 5 defensive backs now. They're going to look to throw. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge, and that's good enough for a first down. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
Me and you. It's just me and you. Here we go. Ohio.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line.
And they just hit another big completion there. And I think in days gone by in the NFL, you might have asked, is this a little bit of overkill? Is this rubbing it in? I don't think people feel the same way nowadays.
The age-old argument. Then you could say on the other side, if you're going to get angry about it, stop it, right?
Go ahead and stop me. And I think a lot of the times they just look at it like, let's just play the game. And however it turns out, it turns out.
Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. So a ways to go here on 3rd and 10.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will actually break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end,
he's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Their dangerous wide receiver. A 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Dolphins add on to their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
So holding by the offense and maybe now got to shift up what you want to do on the playbook.
Yeah, definitely. Change what you're doing in the playbook, but boy, the advantage shifts to the guys on defense, doesn't it? Longer yardage situations, they often become bolder.
And he's going to be taken down, sacked back at the 2. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball on this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
Finding time. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he's able to get this one up to the 8-yard line this time. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Single, single.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. 3rd and long. It's Stafford. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
Well, that's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Taking it about the 16. A great return there of 22 yards. And the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
And the Seahawk defense gets to him and they bring him down. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd.
Alert 3. Here we go. Ohio. Check 26. Check 26.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Oh, he stays up. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good. But when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion, as we just saw there, that's winning football.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Looking left side, and it's complete. And the nifty hurdle allows him to snag the extra yardage for the 1st before the tackle. Time for a break. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's going to look deep down the field. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
There's no doubt in my mind.
And do you hear that? Do you hear the...
It's not scales, right? I don't hear scales. Do I actually hear a tune being warbled?
I think the fat lady's humming.
Yeah, she's doing more than humming. She's belting it out right now.
She's full bore.
Yeah, this thing is flat out finished.
The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And out now come the Seahawks. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. and that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete.
And there's a good opportunity that just went awry there, a drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
We got 4. Set.
Play action. Stafford. And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. And now a whistle and a timeout called by the kicking team. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Fielded at the 20.
Oh,
he will not go down.
Have to retape those ankles.
Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. And out come the Dolphins now. They come out here in the eye. They have the big cushion here in the final stages of this one. I don't know if there's any better feeling than being up big on the road.
There really can't be, because for a team to go on the road and win in the NFL, that's huge to begin with. But just think about all the preparation that went into it. When they first started talking about this game, leading up to it during the week, going on the road, unfamiliar city, obviously, unfamiliar hotel. No one's going to be with you once you get to the stadium. They're all going to be against you. You name it, all those things they had to deal with, they were able to conquer them and do it convincingly.
Yeah, they did it very convincingly, and now the final moments of this one. A good pick up there of 20 yards. Really nice little connection there. They go with the corner route, and it works out well.
And the best way to set up the corner route is to throw slants throughout the ball game so that when you're able to get back outside, the defender has to respect the inside game.
I got 11. I got 11. Let's go. Red 38. Red 38. 58, boys. 58.
That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. So a little icing on the cake there before the clock hits all zeros.
What a way to finish things off. Exactly what you want. Not much time and a touchdown to put things away.
That's it. That's 6, baby. We got it all day up in here. We got all day.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at his 4.
The light is going down.